What's up all you water-bending dudes and dudettes? Shiz here, and I got a really quick review for you today. We're going to be checking out the brand new Mattel DC Multiverse Mera action figure from the new Aquaman movie, and a quick special shout out and a thank you to Mattel Toys for sending this figure over for review. She is pretty cool, and I'm going to be quite honest with you. If I didn't want to build a figure, I don't necessarily know that I would gravitate towards this figure outside of the fact that it's maybe got Amber Heard on the box. I'm just saying. DC on the top, Multiverse down below. And if you don't know much about Mera, goes way back to the comics. She's looking good. So Amber Heard is playing her in the new Aquaman movie, and she does look quite awesome as the character. I think they really nailed it on this one. I think she looks really great. She's got that red hair. She's got that scaly dress. It's kind of an amalgamation of a lot of different versions of the classic costume that she usually wears, but it's very indicative of what they usually do with her. And she, of course, goes way back. She's Arthur Curry, Aquaman's love interest. She controls the water. She does all kinds of crazy stuff, and she's totally just heavy metal. She'll knock you out. She'll knock you on your butt. That's for sure. Don't want to mess with her. And together they rule the seven seas, and oh, they make such a good couple. Yeah, oh, there we go, just a little bit of kiss. Hey, quick fun fact. Anybody remember the Amber Heard show? It was Behind the Palms, Behind the Gates, something like that. It was an old WB, CW show. Anyways, that's my knowledge. It's when the OC was out. They were trying to do a ripoff, but yeah, go and watch that one. So that'll be a real trivia question. Comment below if you do remember that show, because it was so bad it was awesome. Anyways, here's the bio for Mera, and it's looking pretty cool. Here's all the barcode information if you want to go and find her. Right now, I'm telling you, unfortunately, yeah, the Black Manta and, of course, Orm are the ones to get. But nonetheless, we got her here for review. We're going to open the box, and we're going to check out everything that has to do with the Mattel DC Multiverse Mera action figure of the new Collect and Connect the Trench figure wave. And here is Mera all out of the packaging, and I liked how stacked she is with the accessories, man. She has a lot going on. She's got a fantastic costume, really nice paint, nice everything, and I just got to say, and I appreciate the fact that you get all this stuff, and I like that it's a 4-figure wave to build the trench and all that. That's very cool that they went that route. Let's go ahead and take a look at the Collect and Connect pieces real fast. So like I said, this is going to build you that really nice trench figure. Here's one of the arms, and she does come with both, and they're painted rather nicely. In this one over here is the other one. I like the red, I like all that stuff, but like I said in previous reviews, we'll be taking a look. Let's get into Mera. So, she comes with these interesting water blast hands, I should say. And that's pretty cool. I like that effect. I like the fact that it's a movie accurate something, whatever she's going to do. I've kind of sort of seen it in the trailers, so I'm kind of stoked to see how these work within the context of the figure itself. But they're nicely painted, and you know what? For more or less, you know exactly what these are. You know what I mean? They look like water, ocean effects, something like that. And I think that is a really cool power to have. And you know, it doesn't look like it's gonna move once it's on her. There's no like wrist pivot or anything like that. But yeah. Anyways, so like I said before, the figure itself, she's painted rather nicely, and she does come with this really nice, you know, for lack of a better term, it's a battle stick. However, when it holds it in her hand, she does this weird, it's like a weird gripping thing where her fingers don't match up to her wrist, and so it's very hard to get in there. You kind of have to pull her fingers forward in order to get it in. But the staff is cool. It's nice. It's just a solid gray plastic. Not a bad thing, but it is rendered really nicely, and when you can get it in your hand, it does hold it well. Mera herself, I'm going to be quite honest with you, face sculpt could have been a little bit better. That does not look like Amber Heard. It just looks like generic Mera face, actress, whoever you want to say. The hair's painted nicely. The costume's painted nicely. Everything is nice. I like they gave her a little bit of wash, and the red hair gives a little bit of texture. The gold, I guess, crown, you could say on top, a little sloppy on the paint. Got a little bit of goop running here and there. You can't really notice it when she's down for the count, you know what I mean? But in certain angles, yeah. And her hair is going to, of course, and I don't know, I always have to go into this, but hair will hinder the articulation of the head. No joke, but it is made of a really rubbery plastic, and so you can maneuver her any way you want. If you want to tilt her head, if you want to do that up, down, left, right, all that kind of stuff, but just keep in mind. The scale effect, really, really cool. Has a nice shimmer, nice gleam to it. Really reminds you of fish scales. She looks like, for lack of a better term, when you put like bait, on like a fishing hook, it's got that real fluorescent coloring. Articulation is nice. Not double jointed elbows or anything, and not much rock in the hand. It's one solid thing. But she does have a nice ab crunch. Goes forward about that much, and she goes back about that much. And like I've said before in previous reviews, ab crunch is whatevs. She has a really interesting waist swivel, I gotta say. She almost looks like the Beetlejuice character when she's sitting in the chair when she gets that waist swivel going. Her legs are a bit wonky. They're very, very stiff, so be careful with them. She does have a thigh rotation. That one works well. The other one was a little bit stiff, but just be careful with the joints. You never know. The only time I ever had a figure break on me right out was Multiverse, so I'm always careful now. She has single jointed knees, and like I said, in certain positions, it gets to be a little bit stress on the joints, so just be careful. You don't want to break anything right outside the bat. And of course, she does have up, down, left, right in the feet. And I think it's a little bit of an ankle pivot. I know that kind of rocks back and forth. Yeah, there we go. It's works. So it's there. It's nice. Overall, she's got, she's a good looking figure. Don't get me wrong. But I guess it's not exactly perfect to what I would want from this movie version of Mera. You have the actress. And once I look at, Aquaman, we'll compare him a little bit better. But I still think that this one could have benefited from a little bit more of a sculpt in the face just to match the actress that much better. So now we can go ahead and pop out her hands and see how those water effects look on her. So I'm just going to say, just be careful with, popping the wrists out. You never know. You just want to go slow. So that came out rather easily. So not to worry there. This one hopefully will go... Yeah, I knew one of them was going to be kind of difficult. Hold on one second. Let me just be okay, there we go. That took a lot of energy. I'm not going to lie to take that thing out, but you know what I think it was? I think there was just a little bit of goop of paint. Let me try and scrape that out right there just to kind of clear the hole. There we go. Yeah, it just had a little bit of excess paint and probably dried or something once they stuck the hand in. Not a big deal, and I'm just glad the figure survived. So let's go ahead and pop these water effect hands in, and bingo, they go in really, really nicely. Those go in rather nicely. Perfect. And these are actually pretty cool. I gotta say, these are very, very interesting. And again, like I said, if you didn't know, Mera has this ability pretty much in all her incarnations to more or less control water. She needs water to be around her while she does it. But still, it looks pretty interesting. And I like that they did this with the hands itself. The only sweat, this would be kind of interesting, like, oh, you want to wash your face in the morning? Like, just super soaker, boom. The one thing I will say about these hands, the water effect is painted nice, but the actual skin tone for the hands are a little bit wonky. They painted the fingers onto the actual water effect itself, so there's not necessarily a sculpt to the fingers, and that's why they're a little bit, off and misshapen. However, the effect does work because if you put your hand into water as it is, your hands become distorted and everything. So I will give that a pass and say, you know what? That actually works to the benefit of the effect and how water kind of culminates around your fingertips and such. So bravo. I like that you did that. And you know what? I'm going to be honest with you. Let's see if we can get her to stand. I like this effect. I think it's really cool and it's going to look good when you're kind of like, aiming at your enemy or something like that. Let's see. There we go. We got her to stand. Perfect. She ain't going to stand with them outstretched, but she'll stand perfectly just like this. Now, if you were wondering how tall Mera was, she stands at just over the 6-inch mark, just kind of below the 6.5. So she kind of gets a little bit extra with those heels that she got. Now, see, she's a little bit top heavy and her legs don't exactly agree with her with wanting to stand. I've tried her in all manner of poses, so it's going to take a little bit of effort, at least on mine, we'll say, to kind of get her to stand. But with these heels and everything that she's wearing, it's kind of that kind of situation. And here she is next to Orm, if you want to go ahead and see scale-wise. So I think based on her height, his height, and everything in between, I think she fits in rather nicely with the whole DC Multiverse Aquaman wave as it is. Boom. And if you wanted to just take out your enemy, you could just conjure up some water, and your Black Manta could be having a cup of coffee, and he's down for the count. That was so stupid. Anyways, that's my review for the DC Multiverse Mera figure from the new Aquaman movie. And again, special shout out and thank you to Mattel Toys for having this figure over to me to review it. I had an absolute blast, and I gotta say, I do have minor gripes with the figure. I don't think she's my favorite out of the ones, but she does make up for it in terms of water effects and everything else. So I'm going to leave you with that. You can make your own decision. If you like the review, make sure to hit the like button, make sure to subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you can always see when I post more videos just like this one. If you guys ever have any questions, make sure to hit me up, toyshiz@gmail.com. Let's talk toys, or follow me on any of my social media accounts, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, you name it. Just put it in, toyshiz. I'll make it real simple on you. I hate when you have to punch in a bunch of stuff. Anyways, as always, drink some great coffee, eat some great food, but most importantly, find some fantastic action figures. And when you do, let me know what you found. I'll talk to you guys soon. Adios.